Okay, everybody check this out. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. Today is January 2nd. It's 20 minutes to 6 in the morning. It's nice and dark outside. I'm going to take this 400 lumen I'm going to take this, come on, shut off. I'm going to take this outside and I'm going to show you what fog looks like. All right, so it's cold out here, so I'm not going to be out here very long. So here's my flashlight, nice and bright. If I shine it up, you can see, look at that beam. What is that beam? That's particles in the air. Those are dust particles and vapor, like water particles. Now I'm just going to exhale. Watch this. See those particles? That's water vapor. That's fog. That's water vapor. So there you go. I'm back inside. A couple of minutes later, same day, I literally walked outside and showed you what fog looks like. Please stop being stupid. Please stop being stupid. Please stop spreading nonsense. Social contagion is a real thing. Placebo and nocebo are a very real thing. And social contagion is a real thing. So stop spreading this nonsense. No one's getting sick. No one is actually getting sick from fog. Fog is normal, happens every single year. And by the way, lots of people saying that it's happening all over the world. No, it isn't. I'm in Atlanta. I haven't seen fog at all since this whole nonsense kicked off. No fog around here. And I just got to say this before I sign out. There's a lot of claims of people saying things like, it smells funny, it smells chemically, it's making people sick. I have seen zero evidence. Zero corroborating evidence. I hear people making claims of smelling funny and making people sick. I've seen zero follow-up. Not one person, even the guy who walks in the morning showing the fog and he says it smells funny. There's no follow-up from that guy saying, oh, everyone's getting sick. This smells weird. And here I am 2 days later in the hospital or at the doctor's and I'm sick and I'm coughing. Nope, nothing. No follow-up. Nobody took any fucking residue samples off of their car. Nobody sent in any air samples. No one. Not one piece of corroborating evidence. Not one. I'm not sure if you've ever heard this expression, but the plural of anecdote does not equal data. In other words, lots and lots of stories does not actually equal data. Anything that we can measure. They're just stories, anecdote. I'd also like to point out that it's winter. It's January 2nd. So in the Northern Hemisphere, it's winter, which means cold and flu season. People are getting sick, naturally. It's also winter, which means the barometric pressure, the barometer, has changed, which means that tiny vapor droplets will linger in the air longer, creating fog. That's a normal occurrence. Fog is normal at this time of year. Cold and flu is normal at this time of year. There's nothing nefarious, as far as I'm aware. There's no evidence at all of anything nefarious going on. No evidence that the fog that we observe is anything other than normal. So for anyone posting videos about, oh, the fog is weird, it's everywhere, it's worldwide, that's bullshit. Anyone posting that the fog smells funny and it smells like chemicals, there's zero follow-up, not one drop of any evidence that any of those people are actually sick. Furthermore, if it was fog, that would affect a massive region, a large area, and you should expect reports from hospitals of lots and lots and lots of people presenting to the hospital with various, particularly respiratory illnesses. There's not one drop of evidence of any of those things. Everything we've heard so far is anecdote, stories, people who don't understand, telling stories. So I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but I'll tell you a very quick story. In the late 60s, early 70s, going all the way into the 90s, and even still today, soap operas became very popular. And one in particular was General Hospital, where characters would show up and they would present various illnesses and symptoms on the TV show. And then within a day or two, the real hospitals in real world would report lots of people presenting with those symptoms. This is what we call social contagion. It's a real thing. It's false. It's not real. It's part of the placebo/nocebo effect. That's a very real, documented, scientifically proven, medically observed, documented, peer-reviewed, is well known. Placebo, nocebo is real. Social contagion is real. When you tell a giant swath of people that this is going to make you sick, a certain percentage, usually about 20 to 25% of those people, will actually display those symptoms simply by telling them that they're going to get sick. That's it. That's a fact. And then there's the phenomenon of social contagion, because now we live in the social media age where anybody and anybody can post stuff, make claims without evidence. Other people who don't understand that without evidence a claim actually means something when it doesn't, they start to go, hey, I got the sniffles, and next thing you know, they're sick. It works. It's a thing. Over the years, I've seen lots and lots of social media people take air samples, water samples, soil samples, food samples. I've even seen mothers take the masks off their children and send them to laboratories to be tested as to what kind of bacteria and contagious stuff, nasty shit is in their masks. I've seen all kinds of citizen journalists send things to laboratories, and not once, not one person has said, hey, I collected a weird residue off of my windshield because of this crazy smelly fog. Not once has any person taken an air sample and sent it to the lab. Not one person has verified that a single person has literally been made sick. Not one. Not one corroboration. Not one. Conclusion? It's a false conspiracy. And if you buy into it, you're a moron. If you buy into it and you post videos and you talk about it like it's a thing, then you're contributing to the social contagion. You're part of the problem. I'm here telling you that there's nothing going on. Everything is normal. There's no conspiracy. There should be evidence. There would be evidence. There's too many citizen journalists, too many people with a little bit of resources that will take samples and send it to a lab. None of that has happened. Not once.